And I really want to talk about observant mind and being in the present and being really fully aware of the situations that you find yourself in, and really having effectively dream control. Because like I've said in other videos, this is a dream. We are in a constant waking dream, and by having control of this particular dream, we gain control of really the circumstances that are around us and the scene that is around us, because everything that you're seeing when you look around wherever you are now, like I'm looking around this glorious mountainside in -1 conditions. Now my mind is perceiving this landscape. My mind is telling me that it's cold, that there's frost on the ground, that there's the sun in the sky. It's not really here, it's not really happening. It's just a series of electronic signals that have been decoded, and I'm perceiving this around me, this scene around me. But it's my thoughts that I'm actually walking into, that I have around me. It's my thoughts that's creating the music that's in my ears. Currently it's Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills. Quite an ironic theme at this moment in time, because I actually want to talk about you guys getting control of your dreams, getting control of your thoughts, and being aware of this severe, utter hijacking that is going on at this moment in time, in this existence at this time. We're having our perceptions tampered with in a greater degree than ever. I mean, there has been some major news stories going on at this moment in time that really, as a naive individual, and I'm just catching my breath as I climb uphill, as a naive believing individual on this earth plane, you're kind of screwed, because what is being put out there, which is utter total tosh, is a scaremongering, fear-based, fear grid-based situation that's making us all supposedly run from a problem to a reaction, and they're going to provide a solution. But they have to do enough of these atrocities for us to really jump up and down, so they'll provide the solution that they want. And it's effectively, at the end of all this, a microchipped population. There are a lot of people out there who have been basically preaching this about the microchip population and the Agenda 21 and the taking over of countries' land, and really putting human beings into a small corridor, a small section of the land, and leaving all the rest as restricted areas that human beings are not allowed to venture into. And I wonder why human beings are not going to be allowed to venture into these areas. The elite are going to say because it's for ecological reasons, but I suspect it's for something so much more science fiction than you would ever believe. And this links in with the recent sightings of a certain member of the royal family who shapeshifted into a reptilian form and was seen by thousands. And it went onto Twitter, and everybody was twittering that they'd seen the Queen transfigure, and Twitter was taking them down as quickly as the Twitters were being put up. I wonder why. Probably because what people seen was the truth. A truth that the reptilian hybrid families have been trying to hide for centuries. I mean, last time they were on the planet in their true form, they were effectively forbidden from this planet, and they've crept back, and they've crept back, and they've grown in strength and in cunning. You have to read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth to understand the actual story. But they've crept back, and now they've gained a foothold on this land, and they're taking our rights as human beings away, rights to our own land, and they're claiming back what they claim is their heritage, which is this planet. And I reckon they're going to have 2/3 of this planet, and they're going to start coming back in their droves to the surface of this planet. And they're going to have us lot that are left, the mind-chipped population, as their slaves and as their continued food source. And that sounds like out of science fiction, but that's how I perceived it's going to be. That's actually what I've seen it's going to be. The last few nights' dreams I've been in that future, and I've been experiencing it. And it's a shithole, it's a hellhole, it's madness, and it's what is being manifested by these mindless creatures, these archons, and it's our thoughts, our perceptions that are creating this world that they are going to be living in. We're creating our own prison, we're creating our own downfall, because our perceptions are being tampered with on a daily basis by all this bullshit that we believe is going on in the world. They are manufacturing the ISIS and the violence and the terrorism and the wars on with other peoples and the religions and the religious phrase. They're manufacturing all that, and that is contributing to mankind's imprisonment on this planet, his separation from other aspects of the universe. We're doing that to ourselves because our perceptions are being screwed up by these mindless scumbag lizard-like beings that are so scared of us, it's unbelievable. But we can still change all this. I've seen that we can still change all this by really grasping our thoughts, our realisation that the reality that we're in isn't a real reality, it is a dream world reality. And it's a world of manifestation, and you can manifest what you think. And if you think on something long enough, it manifests. And if you manifest fear, it's because you're sitting on thoughts of fear. Your perceptions are being created by fear, and you have to look at the reality that you're in to see who is doing it, and now you know why they're doing it. It's time to do something about it. And this is why it's really important to be in observant mind mode. Get out of astral mind mode. And astral mind mode is being put in the Akashic records, being kept in the moonbeam, so to speak. Pardon me, in the moon reality. Because that is basically where our thoughts are. It's the astral world. Our thoughts are in the astral world, and the astral world is so easy to be controlled by these interdimensional beings, the beings that are on a slightly higher dimension than us, that have huge skills at mind manipulation and thought manipulation. We need to get out of the moon mind, and we need to, and the astral mind, and we need to get into the stellar mind, the solar mind, the mind beyond that which they cannot touch. And you do that by getting into observant mind mode and visualizing yourself beyond this solar system, beyond this galaxy, and sitting in the thoughts that start manifesting there, the awareness that starts manifesting there. You then find that you exist beyond this dimension, and you need to sort of practice this art of mindfulness at that level of thought. It's not an easy task, but it is something that I'm going to introduce more into my videos, and I'm going to actually try and help you understand the need to release yourself from this, from the Akashic record, so you can actually get your true memories back, not the life memories that have been placed here that are forcing you to perceive fear. They've been very cunning with their splicing of DNA and splicing of these life memories, because it's a time loop and a time of great fear. Well, they're gathering enough energy from our fear to run their pirate program that they're convincing us is the real life memory, or the real dream. It's a pilot program that is being fueled by our fear, and it is possible to actually escape from this and get yourself into the real reality through this mindfulness malarkey that I'm going to introduce you guys to. So I'm going to leave it at that point and speak to you again very soon. Sorry, but I'm not buying the bullshit that is being put out in the media at the moment. I'm really not buying that bullshit. I'm not falling for that story. I don't believe the media. The media is up to a real deception, a deceit there. There's too many anomalies again. The guy that held the door closed whilst everybody was being shot. This supposed one shooter. It's too convenient that there's all these news stories about this guy and his father, when the fact there's a lot of reports that there was more than one gunshot. It's impossible for one person to fire off all those rounds. There has to be more than one shooter when the sound of shooting has come from a few directions. So there's a lot of deceit and a lot of bullshit, and I'm not buying it. I didn't buy it with 9/11. I didn't buy it with all the other gun massacres. It's all bringing into this thing that, oh, if a madman can walk into a shop and buy a high-powered rifle and then go in and shoot all these people because he's got an issue about gays and is a Muslim as well. That is the message that's being put out. So people panic. So the US Constitution about being able to have a gun in your own home is taken away. They then can get their forces into people's houses and evict people from houses without the fear of being shot when people defend their lives. So it is all a big frigging bullshit. It's you can't change people willingly. People won't change to your way willingly, so you bully them. It's the schoolyard bully tactic. Ha, I can control the media. Ha, I can control these events. I can create ISIS. I can create the IRA even. Even that back then was a fear tactic. We can control you through the fear grid with all these fear tactics. Nobody's going to believe you when you come out and you say, oh, it's all bullshit, it's all a conspiracy. Nobody's going to believe you. You're just another conspiracy theorist. But I'm sorry, there's too many people that are awake now. Too many people that are becoming aware of your tactics. Nasty lizard people. We're becoming aware now, and more of us are becoming aware. So you're having to get more and more desperate. And even the vibration is lifting to a degree that we're able to even see you in your true form now. Now, whether you have done that specifically because the Queen's on her way out, or the vibration of the planet has lifted to a degree that we can see you guys, or she was just playing lazy or playing arrogant, because at the end of the day, what can we do about it? What can we do about it? How do we overthrow these evil lizard people? They think they're in and they think they're here to stay, and they've got very arrogant and they've got very complacent, and that's the danger. That's the dangerous point, because we're all becoming aware, and they sort of are looking at let's say the reality version of Hunger Games. They're trying to get to a world which is of zones, specific zones of specific purposes on the planet, and we're all separated from each other, and we're all imprisoned, and we're all controlled, and that is effectively where they think that they're going, where they think that they have got us going. So it doesn't really matter that we're woken up. What can we do about it? We're aware of the power of the mind, we're aware of the power of thoughts, and they've been making us think in a certain way for a very long time. We overthrow them by thinking differently. We think them out of existence. We think this imprisonment out of existence. We think money out of existence. Take money away. Take money away. The big evil, the great control. You take money away, you take their control away. So we focus initially on bringing down the monetary systems, and they can't gather debt from us. I would very well imagine that that would be a big loss for them. Unthink the value of commodities like diamond, gold, etc. Make that useless. You take away commodity value. Unthink the media. Unthink the models and the modelling and the acting and the sports people. Unthink all that. Make that unreality, and all the control starts to drift away. Now you guys are probably going to think me mad at this point. How can you make something unreal or take something out of reality? By stopping thinking about it. By stopping putting your thoughts onto it. Take your obsession or your fear of money away, and your focus on money away. Enough of us, and money goes out of existence. Take enough focus away from the media and the film industry. Unthink it for enough, and it ceases to exist. That's how this world actually works. We brought it into existence. Let's take it out of existence. Let's stop thinking in the way that they want us to think. But we have to do this pretty damn quickly, because as far as their agenda is concerned, 2018 is a very important year. I do believe that prophecies that they are abiding to states that 2018 becomes a Muslim world. Again, you're going to laugh at me, but strange things happen when something is thought about long enough. Because you focus on something, you put all your energy onto something, it comes into form. This is this scam about illnesses and health and all this confusion that they're creating. They're making you concentrate on cancer, being fearful of cancer, and diabetes, concentrating on diabetes. And the more you think about these things, the more you actually create that illness within yourself, because you're bringing it into reality, you're downloading that information. So, I know cancer is a terrible illness, but there are thousands of people who unthink cancer. They have fought cancer just by their own minds, and it is a very powerful tool, is the mind. It is possible to unmake an illness, or not accept an illness. By not accepting an illness, it will not come into this reality, because you're not actually downloading it. You're refusing to bring that memory, those memories, those magnetic energies into your mind and your consciousness. And it's the same with these events, that they are making an unfoldment on the planet. They're only happening because they're in our thoughts, and they're making it happen. And we're all gullible. We have to stop being gullible. We have to stop refusing to accept this version of the reality that these lizard people wishes to have. You have to ask, whose agenda does it suit? Does it suit our agenda to think this way? Or does it suit their agenda? What is the means to their end? What is their intention? Their intention is to total domination on this planet. And instead of having to exist interdimensionally and come through people through satanic ritual and through bloodline, they wish to be here in a physical vehicle. They want to be back on this planet in physical form, but they cannot be in this planet in physical form with the current atmosphere, the current oxygen levels that they have. So they've created global warming and the global warming scam and this fear of too much carbon dioxide in the air, and they've invented chemtrails to seed the weather and control the weather, which is part of Agenda 21. But they're also using it to change the atmosphere and pollute the atmosphere and get the gas levels in the atmosphere to what they can breathe in a physical vehicle. And this is why we are being genetically modified. We're being genetically modified as human beings with GM food, that those of us that survive can exist in this new atmosphere. They're affecting and changing our physical vehicles. They're tampering with our DNA on a daily basis. People don't realise that there are nanotechnology, little nanotechnology particles, chips, in a lot of food that we eat. And this is going into our stomach and residing in our stomach, and the signals that are being put out by mobile phones and being put out by TVs and computers are basically putting a signal out to this nanotechnology, and we are being changed internally. We're having our organs changed, our organs affected, and all this cancer and all these different things is genetic engineering on a major scale. People don't actually realise it. There's no scientific proof of what I say. All I will say is it is out there. This is the stuff that I was seeing in a number of dreams, had it pointed out to me to give me a bit of an understanding, effectively to be able to talk about it. I have no proof, no scientific proof, because science is part of the lizard elite agenda to fool. If something is branded in existence by science, we accept that it is correct. Science hasn't a clue. The level of mainstream science does not have a clue as to what is happening in this world. They can't even explain evolution correctly. They can't explain interdimensions correctly. They can't explain anything correctly. Well, there are things that they can, but for the essence of this video, it is still a lizard-controlled mainstream reality that we are being forced to accept. But through all this genetic engineering, those of us that will survive and will become the drones and the microchip population have got to be in physical vehicles that can withstand the pressures of the pollution that are being put out there. And this is basically what they are up to at this moment in time. And they were doing it sneakily. Now it is pretty out in the open because they don't give a damn, because as far as they're concerned, they are well on with their agenda. So we really need to, like I said at the start of this, unthink our reality. We've got to unthink what is happening to us, and we've got to make things unreal, take out of reality all these aspects. And it's not an easy task. One person can't do it. There has to be a collective that do it. So we've all got to become self-aware of this change in vibration. Very difficult to be able to do it when you are bombarded on a daily basis with the money fears, the fear grid events that are in the media. But if you look at it all as bollocks and bullshit, that it isn't real, take the fear away and just observe it in an observant mind mode and just go, yeah, whatever, yeah, I won't accept that into my reality, just by refusing to let fear rule your thoughts, because they're trying to feed off you to keep the idea going, and your fear is what is manifesting, or they're expecting to manifest their reality for them. Let's not do their work for them. Let's not create their reality that they wish. Let's start creating a reality that we want to be in, which is away from the moon mind, which is away from the pirate copy of this reality, away from the masquerader world that they have us perceive. Let us tune into what is really on this world.